when you're playing handicap games, you're facing somebody significantly stronger with usually less stones and you can beat me, right? When we play with
Right, right.
7 stones and you can beat me. So like I really think that us playing the teaching games have been helping you.
I
Um,
think that's right. Yeah.
so let's continue. We'll just go through the motions first. So okay, yeah. So this was an excellent result and an excellent like move for you. Um, Even though it's pushing white to gain more points, your thickness towards this side is like really good. So this decision to play here, I thought was good, and maybe it's just a very simple move, but you have to look at the full outcome of it. And so far, like everything that happened here was great for you. I think a problem was that white moved backwards here. So
Yes.
white should have like moved forward, which is something I tell you guys all the time.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
To don't move backwards. And so
Yeah.
um, once he did, it allowed you to really get a good result. So looking at A versus B, and A might not be the best like move in the game. Maybe just attacking here would be better or something. But
Okay.
for me, like any type of move that helps you defend this corner, I think would be like a really good idea right now. So why ignore this, attachment? Do you have any guesses?
Well, I can see that you think it's small.
Yes. Yeah, so
Um,
a lot of the times we want to stay ahead of our opponent. We don't want our opponent to get out, right? If we let them get out, then usually it's not the best result
right.
for black. But
Right.
in this case, and it's usually actually a very common Joseki now. The once we do the 3-3 and then we get this, it's very
Yeah.
common to Tanuki now.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in this case, it's very easy to see why, because once we Tanuki, if they play something like this, right, and there's just not a lot for white to gain here, and there's an insane amount for black to gain on both sides
Right.
here,
Right.
and
Right.
so protecting this I think would have been a good idea at this time, and just letting
Yes.
this go, just because you're not gaining much here.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what happened, and you did Tanuki. So normally you don't want to get hit on the head of 2 stones, but in this case it doesn't matter that much, and I think you saw that. So then you decided to Tanuki. So that was a good decision here. In
Now,
this case,
now, yeah. Okay.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you have a
What did
question?
I do?
Well, in this case you played B, but I think that you have so much value over here. It might have just been
Yeah.
worth giving him, the extra little corner.
Okay.
Um, because even now he's still not alive, and you have much more strength on this side to be able to make points over here, and you can still keep up this attack. A lot of the times I would normally tell you to play this way, right, to try and just outright kill these and take the territory on this side.
Yeah.
But in this case, because you have so much potential on this side as well, I
Yeah.
think this would have been the better decision here.
Okay. I was
Um,
trying to keep them separated. I mean, really, that was.
yeah, and I still think it's not like a big mistake. In fact, this is more preference than being wrong and right here, Marty. I'm just
Right. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I just
Okay.
wanted to show you another option that could have been
Yes.
simpler for you.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, normally you do want to keep your opponent separated, which is, like I said, not a bad decision here. Some people, I'm sure, would argue that this is better, and I wouldn't be able to argue back. But I just wanted to show you kind of both results here.
Yes. Okay.
And to me, I just kind of like this one a little more, just because to me it's simpler, very simple. This one it becomes complicated, right? Because
Yes,
now
it does. Yeah.
white can live, and then it's very difficult for black. Um, So in this one, this is what we would call a thank you move. Because it doesn't actually hurt white. It kind of just helps white keep its connection and making some
Yeah.
eye space, right?
uh,
And so instead, black should play here because this is as far as white gets to go now.
I see.
And at this point, black should be happy because black got quite considerable amount of points and has
Yeah.
lots and lots of strength. And so now it
Yeah.
can focus on killing these two stones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we always, this is that same premise of wanting to be ahead of our opponents, right?
Hmm.
This is something I repeat every single review, every single class. Because it's I guess it's a hard concept for everyone to get because there's so many variables, right? Like you want to attack and kill this, right? You're not thinking about just being ahead, right? You want to think about killing.
Well,
But
and also it's hard to, it's hard to see that I'm in a race. I mean, I understand after you say it that I've made him stronger, but like if I were going to try to cut him off, I might have just gone and touched him, right? I don't know.
this one can be a little dangerous because there's two cutting points here now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
do you protect this one? Because if you do now, he can cut and kill these.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then if you protect this one, well, now he can kill this, right? Although he
Right.
does get a hard stop here, which is nice. Maybe not a
Yeah,
hard stop, but this feels painful to me compared
yeah.
to just playing this one outright. Yeah, this one outright. But yeah, so maybe you said you didn't see that you were in a race, so maybe you should consider everything a race, right? Everything's a running back, right? And maybe that will help keep that mindset. But yeah, in this case, it's better to be in front of your opponent. Whereas this one, it kind of helps your opponent
Yeah,
make better
yeah,
shape.
yeah.
Remember uh, Rio Maida's teachings, right? Diagonal, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You're helping him make diagonals right now.
yeah.
Um, all right,
Yeah,
so
and he got that point. So
yeah, so now you can see that White did a really good job here, right? Of living and taking a lot of your stuff.
yes,
Um, let's see. This was great. So this is something I was talking to Q about in a previous review with him. It's this idea of corralling or pushing your opponent to where you want them to go, right? So, in my opinion, you're making quite a lot of points here, and
yep,
so pushing him this way is really good. You could argue that you could push him this way to make these points, but these points still have a big vulnerability here, 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 right?
right.
And whereas these ones, they don't actually look like they have much to be afraid of to make these. So to me, I thought this was a great decision, like great attacking. Like you're doing a very good job of rallying around your opponent while making points. White's making very little here, and black's making a lot. Very good. Same with this. You could have asked for more, maybe, or even pushed like this, something like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
But still, your idea of pushing him around while making points is beautiful. This is really high level stuff. Something I don't usually see from your games, Marty. So
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
good,
No,
very good. I don't see this a lot from a lot of the double digit Qs, so it's good. Uh, let's see. Yes, yes. So now we're in a crosscut,
yeah,
and if we Atari in the crosscut, what's gonna happen?
something bad, I'm sure. But where can I see?
What?
Really, could I get by with flying out there?
Yeah, you have four liberties.
Yeah, but he's just going to Atari me. No, he can't Atari me.
Yeah, he can Atari you.
Yeah, so he'll come straight up.
And then
Will
you
I
can
be happy about
protect.
that?
Does this look like White's in a good position right now?
Oh,
Yeah, if White ignores this, White's dead. He's in a the death position. Well, maybe actually you'll need one more move, but still, black looks good in this position, and white looks really bad in this position. So with this crosscut, just like we talked about in the last game, we want to find the weaker side, right, and then
Yeah.
strengthen it.
Yeah.
But when we Atari, all we do is make white stronger, and now this becomes trash, right? And so now he just gains all these points.
Yeah.
You got some thickness out of it, but this side was already kind of strong, so you didn't need this strength. I'm sure you see it now, but always remember about these crosscut fights, right? If you were okay with this dying, then I guess that's
Well,
that was your
yeah. So
decision.
the thing about it is the safety of the stones. Like, suppose I did what you had said. Okay, go there, and then he goes straight up. No,
This way.
yeah, there, and I go there. Okay, is my group okay?
This one.
Yeah, this thing.
You're outside, so you have plenty of room to run around,
Okay,
and you have all the friends,
yeah,
right?
okay,
And so you should have no fear of being scared of like dying or anything like that.
okay. So I think that's what happened. That I, made like more eye shape, and I guess I was okay with losing the stone.
Yeah, yeah. Even if white corrals you, right? You always have one direction to go in, and you're doing well, right? And then if white
Right.
tries this way, he's still really weak here, so like I'd be scared for white here. But
Yeah.
now, even if he tries to get ahead of you, he has all these cutting points, right? He has all this weakness
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So you'd be fine. But yeah, this side is the strong side, and this one's the weak side. So we want to
Yeah.
strengthen our weak side.
Okay.
So you played here. I thought that just breaking the tiger's mouth would have been good, but because then he gets this. But you did a
Yes.
good job of playing something like this and coming through because it looked really painful for white. So I can't complain too much with this one. Let's see. Um, in this case, instead of kicking, maybe coming back like this or like this is a good idea. Because you're just staying strong and you're not touching the weak stone, right?
Yeah.
And so even if he comes out, first of all, you can work on splitting him. And even if he cuts you, you're fine because now this is weak and this is weak still. But kicking him does allow him some free moves to get stronger,
Yeah.
which he did, right? He got stronger. And originally, I thought that you should work on splitting him, but I did
Hmm.
see that this was like actually really weak, and so by playing this one move, you've kind of solved all your problems. So
Yeah.
that was good. It stinks that he got ahead of you here, though.
Yeah.
And then this crosscut I thought was kind of bad, right? This is the second time you Atari'd in the
Yeah.
crosscut.
Yeah. 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 But
Um,
if I don't cross cut, then I'm only on one side, and he's boxed me in.
yeah, he has weaknesses here, right? So
Yeah.
if he has to fix these weaknesses, and then you can come out still, and then you can even take this if you ever need it.
Right.
So
Right.
if you
Right.
ever did
Okay.
get like boxed in, so let's say you
Okay.
got boxed in, and
Yeah.
you didn't play this move, which would essentially really hurt these stones,
Yeah.
right? But if you didn't find this move, you could always play this, and now you have two eyes. So.
Right. Right. Okay.
But yeah, so we know that Ataring in the crosscut is bad. All it did
I
was
do.
strengthen white, and then strengthen white, and then white has the opportunity to kill you. So white
Yeah.
ended up getting a lot and sacrifice,
Yeah.
which was for no reason. Um, I didn't. I didn't have any problems with anything. You did really well. Just kind of walling him off, taking what you can. This I think, should have been an Atari and then come down. I think
Okay.
we've actually seen this shape a few times. In the last double digit Q class, we reviewed one of your games where you played this, right, instead of the
Right,
Atari.
right, right, right,
Yeah, so
right.
this is very similar fashion where you have a free Atari, which puts white in bad shape, right? This is an empty triangle, or the
Yeah,
farmer's hat. And
yeah,
then you get Sente, so you get to fix your weakness, and so now you're good.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I see it. Maybe you're worried of this.
No, it's just I don't know, Michael,
Which
sometimes there's just all these Ataris and you think it's good, it's bad, bad in the crosscut, good here. It's just hard to know all the time.
I get
Because
it.
it looks
I
like,
get it.
it looks like weaknesses. I mean, anyway, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the thing.
Yeah. No worries. I know these
Oh
close
yeah,
quarters
now
combat
wait,
fights can be tough.
do I do I lose those stones? I can't remember.
No, I don't think you do. I think you do like some magic. You do some witchcraft or something. Let's see. So you did get the Atari, which was good. Yep. Maybe I would have played here because keeping these separate makes this really weak, right? And then makes
Right,
this weak too.
right.
So this decision of not saving your Atari stone was actually really bad. I didn't mark it,
Okay.
and I should have. Because now once he takes, see, he's out and
Yeah,
connected,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
beautiful for
yeah,
him. But if we
yeah,
look at this, and if he saves this weakness, right? Well, now Atari and then kill,
yeah,
and you have no problems.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And if he
yeah.
saves this weakness, then you can still Atari and kill, and you have no problems.
Right.
Um, so not saving your stone that's dying, it's a weird decision not to do that. The last one I think that white could pick is this one, but now
Yeah.
you can Atari and then kill
And
these
those
two
guys are
three
dead.
stones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this was like I said, you pulled off some magic here.
And no kidding. How'd this happen?
It
Oh, right. Oh, I remember.
yeah. He missed this connection and you did great. So this was his downfall. Um, but let's see. There was some things about this that could have been handled a little better. Where was it? Maybe I didn't mark it. Yes. So, um, once again, I would have surrounded the outside, right,
Yep,
before going
yep,
on the inside.
yep,
Because when we play here, even if he plays, let me see. Yeah, even if he plays this move,
yep,
you can kind of just surround him, and he always has this Atari here, right?
yep,
This wasn't the variation. Here we go. So
yep,
once he plays here, you can Atari right away.
yep,
And now, even if he tries to outstretch, you can stop him, and he can't make an
yep,
eye in here.
yep, yep,
So, for me, I would have connected here because now you have so many liberties that it's very
yep,
hard for him to kill you, right? And so he's gonna
right,
have to try
right,
and live. And when he tries
right.
to live, he just doesn't have the option to do so.
Yeah,
So, all right. But in the end, because he let's just see. Yeah, if he just connected here or Atari'd you, right, he would have never died.
yep, that's right. That's right.
But when he messed up here, this gave you a huge opportunity. Even though you didn't kill it all, you saved your stones, which was huge.
Yep.
And
Yes.
then
Yeah.
that was pretty much the last part of the game that was important that I thought. and you won. So really good job.
Like a miracle.
We're running out of time, so I'll just
Okay,
I'll
all
just
right.
get to the next review instead of
Okay.
recapping. But
Yep.
all in all, there was plenty to learn here. I mean, I guess I'll just very quickly. This is a great move. Decisions, weaken Tanuki. This is very Tanukiable.
Yep.
See,
On this
choices.
one.
Yeah, I didn't write that it was a mistake. I wrote that you had different choices here.
Yep.
So
Okay.
both are fine, but I think this would have been simpler. This is definitely wrong, though. It's a thank you move.
Yes.
It'll fix
Yep.
his white. So
Yep.
instead, we want to just get ahead of him. So that way, even though he's going to live here, you'll be able to take profit. Let's see. This was a great attack. Learning how to corral your opponents around to make points is a very high level skill that should help you get further faster. Yeah.
Yeah, and this. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Donatar in the crosscut, right? We always want to help our weaker stones.
Yep.
Same Donatar in the crosscut. We just want to help our weaker stones, and this opens up weaknesses for him, right? Like I said, if he goes down, you can Atari and then kill these two stones.
Yep.
If he protects himself, well, now you've gotten out anyway, so you're in a good position. This was pretty minor, and this was kind of fits in with the other term of like surrounding on the outside first before the inside.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
And that is mainly it. All right.